China, we are told, has assured Pakistan of re-lending 3.7 billion US dollars in commercial loans denominated in Chinese currency before the end of June. This is a move that will help keep the foreign exchange reserves in double digits for Pakistan. Unlike in the past when Beijing has given loans in non-Chinese currency too, this time Pakistan's strategic ally has decided not to give loans in the US currency as part of its drive to decouple the economy from the dollar. An important step there. We already are talking about an association that China has with Pakistan. Now they are trying to lend them a lot of money. Here we're talking about 3.7 billion US dollars. But the important thing to highlight here is that they will do it in the Chinese currency. Non-Chinese currency is not something that they will go ahead with, because unlike in the past, Beijing had definitely given loans in the US currency, but this time this is a strategy that is on part of Beijing to give Islamabad that loan that tunes to 3.7 billion US dollars, but in Chinese currency. And this, remember, is also taking into account their own economy, something that China also needs to grapple with, particularly after its military sendings to Pakistan really took a hit, and it took a beating because of the military prowess in India's defense system. And that's why possibly this move by China. But let me have our colleague Akanksha Swaroop explain this for our viewers. Akanksha, a shift from China's past standing, not in US dollars, but the Chinese currency, that's how the lending will happen to Pakistan.
Right. And this is a point that China has been trying to make for quite a while. And not just China, even Russia. Remember, they have challenged the dominance of the dollar in the market, in the global market. They've tried to do it through various multilateral forums like the BRICS, which, as we all know, both has Russia and China in it. And that is what was a proposal that was being suggested by the Russian President Vladimir Putin also, that trading must happen in their own currencies. That's the only way to challenge the dollar dominance at a time when Donald Trump is waging his trade war and has unleashed it at the entire globe. So what China is doing is an extension of that. Of course, Pakistan is not part of the BRICS, but here, as far as their own defense partnership is concerned, as you rightly highlighted, $3.7 billion in commercial loans will be offered in Chinese currency before the end of June. Most importantly, apart from offering that loan in their own currency, the larger messaging behind this is to also see that China is trying to establish its own dominant axis with Turkey, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, which, as we all know, has been a victim of Chinese debt. So they are now trying to dominate the market, and so this loan is also very much testimony to the way they want to challenge the dollar dominance in the global market.
And currently, Akanksha, how expensive is the US dollar as compared to the Chinese yuan?
I mean, that's, of course, one that has been higher than the yuan at the moment, but the market, ever since Donald Trump has challenged the global economy, has somewhere been on shaky ground. There has been a turn of sorts that's being taken place, and one is also trying to look for opportunities through defense partnerships, the re-establishing of access, and that is something that Russia, Turkey, and China are trying to capitalize on. And we'll have to see if this is going to lead to any kind of wrath coming in further from the Trump administration, and will they take this forward with the ongoing tariff war with Beijing.
Right. Also, Akanksha, we were talking about how the kind of military procurement that Pakistan managed from China, that took a beating because of India's growing air defense system, and how that military prowess that India boasts of is way better. Do you think that has also put China on the back foot? Here, China is trying to go ahead and take care of its own economy that also needs to be taken care of in the face of various other challenges geopolitically. And that's why also this decision?
Absolutely. Their defense procurements, which have been observed in Africa and other parts of the world, are already facing failures. and the way their systems have tanked, their jets have tanked, especially when it comes to Operation Sindoor, how India managed to destroy it, has put Chinese defense makes on the back foot. Remember, China is desperately trying to promote itself to tier one weapon makers, which will now take a huge hit when it comes to the defense manufacturing market. And China has its own concerns, especially when it comes to South China Sea, its own troops that have been deployed, close to 50,000 troops, as we all know, have been deployed at the LAC. There may be a gradual reduction in it, but its forces are very much focused also on Taiwan. Time and again, there are aerial incursions in the Taiwan Strait as well. So there are burgeoning concerns when it comes to China's own security, and the Quad has become a powerful grouping. Remember, India will also be hosting the Quad Summit, and it is via that grouping that China is right now being countered by the United States, even Australia, Japan, and India.
Right, Akanksha, thank you so much for all of that information.
Network 18 is now the clear leader in digital media, with 55% more users on native platforms and social media than Times Internet. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.